Race day on the Monterey Peninsula and the temperature was in the 80s. The crowd had peaked at over 90,000. The old lake bed resembled a dust bowl, and Laguna Seca, earmarked for a $15 million redevelopment scheme, was all set for a major dust up. Neil Hodgson took a 107-point championship lead to the American round, but would have to battle through from the second row of the grid. Local hope Aaron Yates, born in Georgia, and the AMA Supersport champion, was third on the 1000cc Suzuki. Frankie Keeley was on the front row for the 6th time of the season and was looking for something that has been missing on race days this year: luck. Regis Laconia, world superbike winner at Imola with Aprilia 2 years ago, was in second spot on the grid, while Mladen, whose American Championship win on Sunday had been his first ever round Laguna Seca, was in pole. So we were all set for race 1. And off they went with James Toseland, rather weirdly, still in his sighting lap on his spare machine after stalling on his original warm-up lap. And the confusion and chaos continued at turn 1 when Aaron Yates caught the curb, bringing down Frankie Keeley, Neil Hodgson, Troy Corser and Eric Bostrom, with Bostrom forced to withdraw with a dislocated shoulder. Keeley, who looked like he too had been injured, was able to continue though on the spare machine. Naturally, we had a red flag. And after a quick brush-up, we were ready to try again. The commentary comes from shaky Shane Byrne and Jonathan Green.
The lights go out, away goes Mladen. It's a better start this time, but once again, Regis Laconia is the fastest man away as they head towards the fourth corner, and then Keeley drops into third there, and a better start then by Mladen. So let's hope it's all clean through this first corner. Good start from Corsa.
Yeah, the guys all got away cleanly that time. Regis Laconia again off to another flyer. Matt Mladen following him up in second place.
So Mladen in second, Keeley got away well. There's James Hayden going through there, the last of the Kawasaki's we're looking at. Also, there's 52. Xaus got a good start. Hodgson didn't get a good start. He's down there in somewhat 9th place at the moment. Keeley starting to make some inroads on Xaus as well as they come out at turn 11, and a mistake there by the leader, Laconia. He turned in too quickly there, and that's allowed Mladen to come through. Will Lavia do the same? Here comes Xaus on Lavia, so it's all going on in the first race here at Laguna. We had a restart, but this is superb. Mladen slides the back end in to that first corner, and Laconia's made his first mistake, and look, here comes Xaus on Keeley. On Lavia.
Xaus didn't need a lot of an invite there, did he? Ruben just gone round the outside of Regis Laconia.
Just gets better.
Straight off the top of him.
Well, Ruben Xaus, turn 11, goes into second place. Race 1 here, and now starting to chase down Mladen as they head towards the first Andretti curve again. So, great start from Ruben Xaus.
Keeley through on Lavia.
Keeley,
it's all going on.
Frankie has got up to 4th place. He was, of course, involved in that incident that caused the restart on his spare bike too, I'm sure. Oh, a little moment there for Ruben Xaus, and Laconia's right behind him. And no! Oh, definite problems there for Mladen. He went wide, and Xaus took it. Just as Xaus, I thought, had made a mistake going into turn 1. He got a chance to go up the inside of turn 2 and took it. So Xaus leads the race. Somebody's off, and that's not planned. Rodeo in California style.
Ah, lost it.
Down on the dirt. He didn't do the full 8 seconds that time. He won't get that bull to take home. Pedicini of Italy, the Italian, trying desperately to do some American-style rodeo. A little bit of pony riding and bull riding at the same time. And who's that?
Hodgson. No,
is
Xaus.
that Hodgson
that
or
is
Xaus?
Xaus. Ruben Xaus, the leader out.
I hate to put the muckers on him, having said that he is likely to make a mistake. Oh, what a shame for Ruben Xaus.
Steve Martin
and
as well.
Steve Martin is down too. No joke there with Steve Martin. And that body language says it all. Hands on hip. The Spaniard, the hot-headed Spaniard. Well, I won't take too much blame. We don't know exactly what happened to him, but we know he was out on his own and pushing hard. Here's a replay of what happened. Yep, all on his own. And like you say, just twisted that throttle too quickly.
No, I reckon it was the brakes. I reckon he's crashing the brakes. I think he's gone in there too hot on the front brake.
Xaus, the factory rider for Ducati, is out, having led this race. And now the Frenchman, Regis Laconia, leads the way from Frankie Keeley in second and Matt Mladen, the wild card, in third. Neil Hodgson, surprise, surprise, is on the back of this group in 4th place. Slowly, slowly, Catchy Monkey, he's on his way through.
I think we're going to be seeing a manoeuvre here from Neil Hodgson fairly soon, because the two guys in front are starting to get away a bit now, and Neil's going to know that if he doesn't get his finger out and get past Matt Millad in a bit of a hurry, then those two, Regis and Pierre-Francesco Keeley, are both going to get a bit too much of an unattainable gap. Well,
their lap times the last time out were almost identical between both Mladin and Hodgson, but as you can see, Hodgson is right up the tailpipe now.
I think we could be looking at manoeuvre into the first turn here from Neil.
Keeley's not close enough to do anything in Laconi. He's just shadowing him at the moment. But here comes Hodgson, not this time. Oh, no! Just as we say that, Laconi loses it on turn 1. Regis Laconi. And that's Lavia down. The Spaniard is down and out in the dirt. The Suzuki GSXR 1000 almost in flames, but Lavia, let's hope he's okay with another race to go. He doesn't look it. Looks as though he's in trouble. I suppose you hear everything at this point, don't you? I suppose you're just hanging on and hoping that nothing goes wrong.
Yeah, he'll be certainly super relieved. They're long races as well, World Superbike races, and you know, you get to a point sometimes in British tracks when you've done maybe 10 or 15 laps of a race, and you come around and look at the laps to go board, and it'll still say like 14 or 15 laps to go. Blimey, you know. Yeah. It seems like you're racing forever. It's like doing an endurance event.
And that's the first time Keeley's looked over his shoulder just to see where Neil is. And that will either have filled him with confidence or not, but it won't matter. As Keeley comes over the line, Frankie goes to Hollywood and comes up trumps.
So Frankie Keeley recorded his 16th win in the World Superbike Championship and his first on a Ducati since 1998. Neil Hodgson and James Toseland took advantage of slip-ups by others to grab podium places. Laguna was Keeley's 12th win on the Italian make, and no one deserved a victory more than he after so many frustrations this season. Lots to talk about then, like the crash on the first lap.
I have a good start in the first race, but somebody from back hit me, and I have a crash, and another 2-3 guy come over me, and I said, okay, I am lucky to take part to the second race, and I try to do my best.
What did you tell Aaron Yates before the start of the second race?
Take it easy in the first break.
Congratulations, Frankie.
The skies above Laguna Seca continued to blaze cobalt blue for race 2 of round 8 of the World Superbike Championship. Frankie Keeley was up for a double after recording his first win since Donington 2 years ago. For many of the rest, the focus was on staying upright after a crash-infested race 1.
The lights go out. Keeley gets a decent start, and so too does Yates. Somebody stalled on the back of the grid.
Steve Martin.
It's Steve Martin again. Problems in the first race, but we're away, and Keeley, it looks as though he's got the whole shot. No, it's not. It's Laconi. So Laconi takes it into the first bend, followed by Keeley. So a good start by Regis Laconi, trying to make amends for that tip-off.
Oh, massive crash from Keeley.
Massive crash from Keeley. Well, what on earth happened there?
Aaron Yates obviously feels he can sort of run a little bit quicker. He's going straight for the front now.
Well, he's the only Suzuki in the race, and he takes the lead. What a great move that was in turn 11. So Aaron Yates leads this race, and there's a host of World Superbike regulars side by side going into the first corner behind him. What a great start to race 2 as Yates leads it from now Toseland and Xaus in third. Laconi drops down to 4th. Yates leads it.
There goes
and
Hodgson.
Here comes
through
Xaus.
On Laconi.
Xaus on Toseland. So Ruben Xaus is on his way up again. Hodgson in 4th. Laconi now in 5th. And Walker about to pounce in 6th. Another lap completed then. Xaus, oh, what a move. He's on it again, isn't he?
Yeah, Ruben's, you know, the first race was one of them races that could either sort of ruin your confidence a little bit because of the fact...
Oh, no! That is Corsa.
No, it's James Hayden.
It's
James
Hayden
out
again.
for the second time. Top of the corkscrew by the look of it.
And it looks like another rider as well, somebody else. So 2 riders involved in that. James Hayden, what a weekend. Poor old James, he's such a battler. Let's have a look what happened. Oh, and it wasn't his fault going into the corkscrew. Would you agree?
Yeah, I'll give him that one.
Look at Tozen on Yates there. Thought about it in turn 11.
I think we could see Hodgson go through on Tozen now.
Yeah, very easily. He's going to have the drive now down that straight, and sure enough,
They've
Tozen
both
pulls
done
out.
Yates.
They've both done him.
Hodgson's
Oh, left him for dead. And this is getting interesting. Two Englishmen coming together, a Yorkshireman and a Lancashireman. Well, not often you see that.
It looks like Chris is just trying to suss out and see where he can actually pass Gregorio, but Gregorio seems real strong on the brakes, and the bike's obviously got lots of horsepower, so it's making it difficult for Chris Walker.
Oh, and somebody's off, and that could have been one of the leaders.
Toseland. I think that was James Toseland.
You are so correct. James Toseland, the Yorkshireman, the youngster, just 22 years of age, number 52 from the HM Plant team, has come out of the corkscrew just too hard and blown it. Man, will he get that bike going again?
That is going to be difficult. Walker.
Walker has got past, so something for the team to smile about as Walker gets past Lavia.
Chris now could be on for a podium.
Now Yates up the inside of the corkscrew. This is precarious. And now Hodgson surely has a chance to go by 2 as they slow down there, and he does. Hodgson goes past Lavia.
Yeah, he didn't need an invite there, did he? That was a nice clean manoeuvre from Aaron Yates, actually. It'd be real easy to sort of stuff someone into there and put a big block pass on them, and Aaron was perfect gentleman there and just sort of slid through, allowed plenty of room, and, you know, opened the door right up for Neil Hodgson.
Here comes the leader. This is where he fell in race 1, and you notice his line's a little bit tighter than they used to be.
Yeah, I mean, not pushing the front quite so hard instead. In the first race, he had the thing totally sideways, didn't he, from one side to the other, and then just forcing it in on the front tyre, and, you know, the tyre screamed enough, and then that was it. Getting a chance now to see the massive gap that he's got over
Couldn't say, it goes on forever. Walker in second, and here comes Hodgson. Goes past Yates, and now in pursuit of Walker. Now, this is the battle that I wanted. I'm sure most people do. Hodgson against Walker. Hodgson never likes to be beaten by Walker.
Chris just
And likewise the other way around.
Yeah, a little bit wide there for Chris on the exit of turn 2. Give the guys a chance to close up on him just a little bit there.
Now, here we go. Battle commences between Hodgson and Walker. The Stalker and Hodgson, the championship leader. Now, you could turn around and to say to Neil Hodgson, you don't need this, mate. You're leading the championship by a country mile. But when he sees the orange leathers of Chris Walker, he sees fire.
Exactly, yeah. These two have had some fantastic battles. And
he's done him already.
Yeah,
and Walker now will be feeling the same sort of thing.
Just certainly showed him the way around there, didn't he?
Oh, and somebody's off there.
Aaron Yates.
That is Aaron Yates who's off. So the tyres starting to go off maybe, or just a mistake by Yates.
There's a nasty little bump in there on the way into that corner, and you know, it caught Ruben out earlier on in the day, and I think you'll probably find that that's exactly what's happened to Aaron. He's gone in there hot on the brake, you know, trailing loads of front brake on the way in, and just probably clipped that little bump, and that's what's done it.
Yeah, it's exactly the same place. Almost identical kind of accident. We're on the final lap now of race 2 of round 8 here at Laguna Seca. This weekend's had everything else. Laconi throws it all at Lavia in turn 1 and pulls it off.
Fantastic manoeuvre that. He definitely wanted that place, didn't he?
Woo-hoo. That was brave. Down the corkscrew he comes. That Ducati singing its way towards victory. And it has been a great weekend once again for the team. But for Xaus, it's been indifferent. He should have won race 1, and he's already wheeling to race 2. Just hold it up, mate. This is where you fell off. Be careful around this last corner. Just be careful. It's typical Ruben Xaus. But now you can do the wheelie. I don't think there's much chance of you falling off, and if you did, you'd still make the line. He does take victory. And the Spaniard does it finally at Laguna. A very good victory for him.
Yeah, Ruben definitely proved the point there, didn't he? That was a fantastic race by him.
His teammate Neil Hodgson will take second place and further his championship lead.
In race 1, Xaus had pushed his super hard tyre too hard and came down, but no such errors here, and the Spaniard recorded his 3rd win in 4 races and 5th of his World Superbike career. A 2nd consecutive second for Hodgson, who said that race was one of the most eventful of his career, with Walker 3rd for the 3rd time this season, making it a double podium for the HM Plant Ducati team.
Look, man, I like this place. I really like this place. I've got a really big family in Texas and in California, and well, everybody was here. All my friends, Oakley people, Ducati came out from San Antonio. Everybody was pushing and cheering for me. So I'm giving the victory to all the fans in US, and nothing. I feel more one of them right now. So thanks, and I'll see you next year, I hope.
And all that meant that Neil Hodgson stretched his World Championship lead to 122 points. Next up, Brands Hatch. A warm, fluttering breeze greeted bike nuts and riders on race day, where the fans let us know where their hearts and minds were focused. 122 points was Hodgson's championship lead, but Neil felt like he'd lost a limb because his chief mechanic had broken one. Neil without the man who knew his bike and psyche best. Regis Laconi was 4th on the grid, just behind that trio of Brits. Byrne leads the British Series by over 100 points, with 4 rounds to go. Chris Walker was looking for his first ever World Superbike win on the 998 Ducati, and wouldn't he love to do it here? While twice British champion John Reynolds spearheaded a grid who hadn't practiced in the dry. All good news for the Brands hardened wildcards.
The scream of anticipation, and they're away. Good start there for JR. Not such a good start for Chris Walker. They're screaming towards us now. Has Walker made amends? No, it's Reynolds, and Laconi goes with him. Reynolds, Laconi, Walker down through Paddock Hill Bend, lunging for the first time. Screaming start for him. Up in the Druids. Oh, Walker fights back. That's really strong stuff. Everyone away cleanly and smoothly. Keep it nice around there. A little bit of biff and barge, but I think we're all still upright. And the local man leads. You've got a British Superbike rider, followed by a World Superbike rider, followed by a British Superbike rider. That's how strong it is. That's how good these guys are looking. The Works Ducatis, the 999s of Xaus and Hodgson are in position 5 and 6. And look at the body language there of 67. Shaky Byrne wants to get through.
He does want 2nd place. He's now got the drive. Watch this. He's on the inside over the start and finish line. 155, 5th gear down into Paddock Hill Bend.
Just smooth straight through. He's just got to hang on to it though, because Walker wants to fight back. He knows his way around this circuit as well, but he just tucked it in tight enough. Now holds the defensive line through Druids. That was tough stuff.
Yeah, numbers. Oh, and he's run wide. Walker's through like a rat up a drain pipe. Didn't need any invitation there. That was a mistake from Byrne. He tried to be defensive. Number 67, I'm talking about there on the Monster Mod Ducati. Perfect copybook move up the inside into Paddock Hill Bend, but just left a metre of room. Then he has a jive down the inside.
And that does it again. But can he hang it in tight? Byrne's now got to be smooth here. This is that drag up the hill we were talking about. Onto the fastest part of the circuit. You've got a clutch of motorcycles here, so close together. It's Byrne, then the orange machine. Look at that Walker having a look down the inside. Xaus just stomps through on the inside of Laconi. Laconi's tough as old goat's meat. He's not going to let you through easily. So Laconi fights back, but Xaus did it.
Neil Hodgson, you can see he's not at one with that bike, the front end of the bike. He's putting himself in a position where you should be able to just ease the brakes off and slide down the inside of someone. He's not able to do it. He's now completely through, and he's done it this time. Very much done it this time. I keep thinking I'm seeing a puff of smoke there. I don't know if that's Walker or something, but something.
Yeah, there is something there.
It looks to me like I'm seeing a puff of smoke.
And look, we've had a change of lead as well while we're looking at that. That just behind Shaky has finally just got himself past John Reynolds. So Byrne now leads. The leader of the British Superbike Championship leads the World Superbike round here at Brands Hatch. The blue machine there in 2nd position. The man who took pole position, John Reynolds. He's up there in 2nd. I'd remind you, the World Superbike Suzuki of Lavia is in 10th position, about 9 seconds adrift and running a second a lap down. How proud will those guys be in the Rizlas team?
Yeah, fantastic achievement. 62, Sean Emmett we're looking at now. Had a falling here, Laconi goes wide.
Yeah, I think he might get him up just into Druids now. Is he carrying enough speed? He wants to stick on the back of Hodgson if he possibly can. Yeah, he got him.
Emmett's through, and that was a mistake from Laconi in Paddock Hill Bend. Regis Laconi, bike 55, ran wide. Sean Emmett riding number 62 this weekend, nips through now into 6th position. So Ruben Xaus would be very disappointed to be beaten by James Toseland, who is close to him in 3rd place in the championship on a bike that he was riding last year.
You mentioned that Neil thought that his bike was a bit of a nightmare to set up. I mean, how's Xaus feeling with that?
Well, he doesn't set anything up. He just rides the wheels off the thing, doesn't he? He just jumps around on it and hopes that the wheels stick. And when they do stick, and just watch them unstick into that corner there. 15 laps remaining on this race, and Walker went through.
Yep.
That was a mistake. He really got it. Look at Chris Walker's body language there. He's like, oh, he's just jumping around on that bike. There's the speeds in kilometres now at the bottom of your screen, and it's Walker 260 as fast as anyone, because he's so small and tiny, can get behind the screen really well, and he's light. That's an advantage. Just the opposite to Xaus, who is massive, cannot hide himself behind the fence. There it is. John Reynolds dropped back a long way. Bike 61. I saw him as he went into the left-hander at Surtees corner. Whether he went down too many gears. Oh, he's got a problem.
No.
He has a problem. Oh, what a shame for John Reynolds. I saw something going on as he went into the left-hander there. Oh, that is really bad luck for number 61, John Reynolds.
Not fair.
Now look at this.
That's
from
Xaus's
Ruben
machine.
Xaus. Now this will be horrendous there for Neil Hodgson, because he'll see the smoke. Xaus won't know it. What's going on? I hope that Xaus feels it on his footrest or something like that, because this could be horrendous if it gets on the back tyre there. Neil Hodgson will not want to be close to Ruben Xaus.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see where that smoke's coming from. It's coming out. It's out of the fairing, isn't it? It's not exhaust, so it must be some sort of an oil leak coming out underneath there around his foot.
They need to put a flag out for Ruben Xaus. We'll probably see, look,
Yeah,
box, there it is. But the organisers also will probably put out a black flag with an orange dot on it, meaning a technical fault, and he's seen it.
Oh.
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah.
Hodgson's got away. Ruben Xaus is out of this race with smoke pouring out of it with 10 laps remaining. Hodgson has the run now on the inside.
Yeah, we're coming up the Paddock Hill Bend here, so he's just got to be smooth. Hanging in there. Chris Walker tries to cut back, see if he can actually fight back. There's the view back. There's Chris Walker. Is he going to try and lunge up the inside into Druids? Hodgson far too canny for that. Got it covered.
As Shane Byrne comes round to take this, what a result for him.
Easy to forget about him. Shane Byrne absolutely going to cruise this home. Number 1 indeed. Thank you very much, Shaky Byrne. You're a hero.
A sensational victory by Shane Byrne on the Monster Mod Ducati. He eventually finished over 5 seconds clear of the field. Byrne's team had turned down their wildcard invite at Silverstone, preferring to appear here, and didn't they do well? It was the second time this season that there'd been an all-Brit top 3. The other occasion was race 2 in Germany. Hodgson delighted with second from 11th on the grid. Chris Walker picked up his 4th podium of the season. The dream for Byrne is to race full-time in the World Superbike Series, so he was keen to impress here.
First few laps I was like about 3rd or 4th, and I got to the front and every lap was +0, +0, +0, and then I got +0.5, and then I got +3, and I thought, wow, perhaps it's gone back down to 0.3, and I couldn't really see my board because we're right up the far end, so just carried on going round, and then I got 1 point something, then I got 2 points something, and it just kept going up and up and up, and I tried to just be consistent and stay out front and not make too many mistakes, and it paid off. I tell you, the last 2 laps are the longest laps of my life.
Was this huge British crowd about to see a Brit crowned as world champion for the first time since Carl Fogarty in 1999? Neil Hodgson had to get 8 more points than nearest challenger Ruben Xaus to take the title. The atmosphere was immense. One Brit on the grid got a little overexcited.
Revs are up, ready for a start. Someone's jumped the start in a big way there. That's off the second row of the grid. Everyone else off pretty cleanly, but that was a very big jump start there, and it's Sean Emmett, 62. He just went way ahead. Don't prejudice any stewards hearing he's got, but he's miles out in front. Now the rest of the field filing up there. Very good start for Byrne. Walker's in there very tight as well. The rest of the field just piling through. Emmett's out in front, but Walker really leads this race. Walker is back around now. That was really good stuff for him as we go down through bottom bend, and Walker is now in front of Shaky Byrne.
Well, yeah, that start, as you said, Charlie, if Sean Emmy anticipated that and gets away with it, what a belter. But I think we might see a stop-and-go penalty coming up. And look at this Reynolds.
I reckon he's going to get him through here. Just carries the speed in through the right-hander. Classic stuff. This is a bit of a return to where we were, but Walker fights back, just slamming the door shut. John Reynolds on the blue bike. And this is bike 100. That's the view back from Laconi's machine. We're looking at Hodgson hooking our way through clearways. He's having a really terrible time. That bike 55 looks very uncomfortable, and Hodgson makes really short work of Regis Laconi.
Yeah, just breezed past. This is on board now with...
that's Hodgson. That's
Hodgson.
the view back.
Yeah, looking back at Laconi there, and there's Hodgson moved up another place. He's now right behind number 11, Ruben Xaus, his teammate, as they go up towards Druid's corner.
And look at this great big lunge. Reynolds trying to force his way up the inside of Shaky Byrne. I don't know whether he got through or not. Yes, he is. New race leader. So John Reynolds on the Suzuki now leads. He's in front of Byrne. Then it's Walker, then Toseland, then the two works caddies behind. What a great scrap this is. Byrne fights back. What can he do? He's very good here.
Sadly, yeah, so just saying, Troy Course has retired again from the second race here today. But yeah, you're right, we're actually looking at the race leader there, 61 John Reynolds. Forget the bike in front, and Byrne comes back, not quite this time, and look at that.
Toseland through. Toseland straight down the inside of his teammate. He is on a charge. This is reminiscent of his performance in Germany. But now we're at the point where Walker is really strong. Walker won't take this lying down. Walker is back through on the inside. This is really tough. Firm but fair move. Yeah, he's back through. This is really strong stuff. The two teammates absolutely banging handlebars. Now Toseland, look, we're on Sterling's. Toseland's got his own teammate back on the inside. Walker fights back through. This is wonderful.
Wow, that was good from James Toseland there. How fast did he chuck it into Sterling there?
Beautiful stuff. Poetry in motion. It's definitely shaky.
In front.
Yeah, Burns is definitely shaky, but Reynolds is fighting back up into Druids. Can JR carry the speed? This is axle to axle stuff. Reynolds trying to fight away, has a quick look over his shoulder to see if he's actually lost too much position, and hasn't.
He's going to have a nightmare when he looks over his shoulder. There's 5 board. We're on board now with Ruben Xaus. This is the 999 F03 machine. Right in front of us is James Toseland. When John Reynolds looked over his shoulder, he might have thought he was going to see 1 or 2 bikes, but he didn't think he'd see the whole field behind him.
Everyone on attack mode. And here comes Toseland on attack mode. In through the fast right-hander. Makes it look easy. Just slides past in Hawthorns, carries the speed. Look, he's going to get him, Steve, straight through.
Yeah.
Hawthorn just carried the speed.
Got the drive, didn't he? But Walker's good here, coming back up the inside. Look at Chris Walker. No, not this time around. As we come through to complete, well, this is halfway round lap 13 of 25, so tyres will start coming into it now. If anyone's gone for a slightly harder tyre and has struggled at the early stages, might start paying dividends down.
Look at that Hodgson through around the outside. That sounded like someone off then.
It did. I thought we heard scraping noises.
Well, there's Xaus. Hang on, who are we missing? Where's Walker? Where's Chris Walker? There's Chris, he's off.
And
rotten luck.
Yeah, thank goodness he's okay. Now, let's have a look what's going on here. John Reynolds, is he stalking him? Has he got something up his sleeve? The wiry old fox. What's left in the tank now as they come over to start their last lap? Reynolds.
Oh, it's so close.
Listen to the crowd. They're going wild here today at Brands Hatch. Has John Reynolds, who do they want to win? They'll be respectful for any one of them that comes across the line first, even if they're second, because they've done such a good job. But has John Reynolds on that big GSXR 1000 got anything left up his sleeve?
It'll be fascinating to see. The car park has got a lot more Suzukis in it than Ducatis, so there'll be some divided loyalties there. Everyone would love to see Shaky take the double though as well. It's a feast for the fans here, and I reckon he might just hold him off. trying everything he can, moving to the inside, defensive move just on the off chance in case JR's there. They've dropped off James Toseland. There's Ruben Xaus in fourth. That puff of smoke still evident, Steve.
It's something touching. It's the tyre. I'm sure as he jams it into that dip at the bottom there, I'm sure there's a tyre rubbing somewhere on something. But the time is running out there. I do not think John Reynolds can do it. We're up into Bazza's Bend, Sheen Corner, and we're into Stirling's. Unless he can go down the inside, but I don't think he's close enough. I think this is the double for Shane Byrne and Monster Mob.
Geronimo down the hill for the last time. This is the last corner. This is Clearways. He's going to do it. Shaky Byrne, the wild card rider on the Monster Mob Ducati, is going to take the double. Unbelievable stuff across the stripe. He's done it. The double for Shaky.
Shaky had shaken and stirred the rest of the field, and maybe now he will realise his dream of a full-time superbike ride. And there was a second successive all-British podium. Xaus added a fourth to his Race 1 DNF, Toseland a third to his sixth. The Sheffield man is hunting down the Spaniard in the chase for second spot in the championship. But the race day plaudits at Brands went to Shane Byrne, and there was absolutely nothing shaky about this performance.
Absolutely speechless. I mean, that race was a lot harder than the first one, and it took me a while to get into it, to be fair. I was lapping pretty slow at the start, and John came past, and I followed John for a bit, and then I thought I could go a bit quicker, and towards the end, the last 4 or 5 laps, I really put my head down and tried real hard, and every lap just kept saying +0, and I thought, John, just go away.
To win the World Championship, Neil Hodgson need do no more than pick up 10 points at the next round. Toseland is now just 19 points behind Xaus. Race day then at Assen, with Neil Hodgson needing just 10 points to be sure of the title and become the second British rider to lift the world crown. Keeley proudly accepted his timepiece after winning his first Super Pole since Donington in '99. Hodgson looked relaxed on the grid, but could he keep his nerve when the throttle finally opened? Lavia was again the only 4-cylinder on the front row. Xaus was out to win. Amazingly, there were no team orders from Fila Ducati. Laconi looking for a good race, rumours of a factory ride for him next season, but the big issue was the destination.
Let's watch for this time, see if it is as you said. No, not a lap record, but a new fastest lap of the day, a 2:02.6, and the winner, Ruben Xaus second, and Gregorio Lavia takes a podium for Suzuki in third.
A 12th win of the season for Neil, and his first since Silverstone. But the hard yards had already been gained by Hodgson of Burnley and England. He even had time for a little well-deserved preening. Just the cover shot to do for the new world champion. Xaus a second to follow his win in race 1, with Lavia making up for that crash first time out. Leon Haslam went one better than race 1 in a superb 6th, with Troy Corser's Foggy Patronus in the top 10 once more. Hodgson was bubbling almost as much as the bubbly, dedicating the title to his wife and new baby and injured technical director Ernesto Marinelli. Massive relief all round for Hodgson.
Pressure is a strange thing, and it's only when you're in the position, to win your first ever world championship. I can't explain how much it means to me and how much that pressure affects your riding. It's just a weird thing.
Ducati delirious in this, the first year for the 999. The groundwork done with Hodgson's victories in the first 9 races of the season. Neil an incredible 140 points clear of Ruben Xaus, with 4 races still to go. A cataclysmic weekend for the Burnley man. Assen was the realisation of the ultimate dream. Already thoughts are turning to a possible GP ride for Ducati. In the meantime, it's glory, glory for Neil Hodgson. Race day at Imola, and it was cloudy with the forecast of rain, but the crowd was hoping to see something like the quality of action they witnessed here a year ago, when Edwards and Bayliss decided the destination of the title. This time that was done, but Ruben Xaus was determined to make sure he finished second in the championship after 4 wins so far this season. The Frenchman, Regis Laconi, desperately wanted a win before the season's end, although he did feel the bike was, as he said, heavy in the flip-flops. Third on the grid was Hodgson, who was busting to demonstrate his championship class in front of the discerning Italians. James Toseland was fastest in practice and official qualifying, but made a slight error on Super Pole. Frankie Keeley was, as always, the home hero in front of the fanatical Azzurri, and he started from 5th. The focus at the start was on the Spaniard, but there was a problem behind, and it was bad news.
Across the line, fantastic stuff for him.
Xaus' second double of the season, and they both came in Italy. He also recorded a 1-2 at Misano, and now Ruben has won 6 races this season. Fila Ducati have truly dominated, 18 wins in all. There was a second podium of the day for Regis Laconi and a marvellous third for Gregorio Lavia. 29 points from the third row of the grid, not bad. Hodgson, after his off-roading, was 4th. But Ruben was the man. There is talk of him going to the American Championship next season, but right now he is the form horse in World Superbikes.
I think I've got a good setup and a good rhythm, you know. But Neil quickly braked really hard into me, and then I was second. So it's difficult when I've got different sprocket and different setup. So I'm fast in some I was faster in some places. He was in another ones. So it wasn't not easy to just be behind him, you know.
Laconi could still overtake Xaus for the runners-up spot, but James Tosland's 2 DNFs were severely damaging. Lavia and Walker will be very focused for Magny Coeur. They could catch him.
On race day, the normally mild climate of Nevers had turned decidedly chilly with a brisk breeze. But it didn't deter the ardent French race fans as they settled in for the last showdown of the year. On the grid, the riders were concerned with the temperatures, hoping that the tyres would stay warm. Tosland on pole for the first time needed 17 points to overhaul Laconi for 3rd overall. Neil Hodgson, facing his last ever races in World Superbike, wanted to end the season with another double, but he knew it would be easier said than done. Racing in front of his home fans for the first time, Regis Laconi was on special French flag leathers for his 3rd place start. And after an amazing run of 4 wins and 2 seconds, Ruben Xaus was likewise going for the double, with his future still undecided. He was out to impress. Fellow Spaniard Gregorio Lavia started 7th. He too remains unsigned for next year and was out to show potential team bosses his work. 3rd overall, with Laconi and Hodgson not scoring in race 2. So that was how it ended. Another year of great racing that saw the emergence of some new faces, a new team learning the ropes, and some classic performances from some of the old school. But 2003 will be remembered for one man, Neil Hodgson, the Burnley Bullet, who quite literally blitzed them all.